Thank you for your prayers. In the summer of 1976, I worked at a Job Corps in Tupelo, Mississippi. And if you don't know what a Job Corps is, it's alternative sentencing. It's those, well, these were men, these young men who dropped out of high school and were getting into trouble with drugs and crime, and they were given a choice. They could go into a rehab situation or they could be in jail. And these were the ones that they thought could be rehabilitated. And so teaching in a classroom in Job Corps was a challenge. And there were those students that were in there that wanted to learn and understand everything that was being taught. And then there were those who just wanted to get by and do the least amount of work and just pass. Well, in talking to teachers about this, they have the same situation in most classrooms. There are people who just want to do enough to pass, and those who really want to learn and understand. And as we are journeying through this Gospel of Matthew, we're hearing what Matthew calls, and he writes very well, the Sermon on the Mount. Now, if Jesus gave these 3 chapters of the Sermon on the Mount in one talk, nobody would have listened after the first 3 hours. And so what Matthew did was compile all the various teachings that Jesus did. The Beatitudes were part of the Sermon on the Mount. What we heard last week when we gathered, and this week and next week, are all part of the Sermon on the Mount. And these were various questions that people would ask him about the 10 Commandments and going deeper and looking at faith. And Jesus didn't beat around the bush. He asked them to do exactly what Sirach tells us. Ben Sirach was an author in the Old Testament who compiled all these teachings that enable us to know God more fully. And he says, I set before you life and death. Choose life. For Sirach, life was living in God, acting in God, obeying in God, and clinging to God. Well, knowing that, you know how you have these jingles that run through your head. I was thinking of the Day by Day song, to see you more clearly, love you more dearly, follow you more nearly. And those words were going through. And that's what Sirach is talking about. That if we choose life, we choose to act and obey and have God the center of our lives. Choosing death for Sirach was that whole idea of having false gods before us, idols. In other words, that you're not looking in life to have enough money to get by, but you're looking to have a lot of money. Sex on demand, having control over your brothers and sisters, having the masses praise you and cheer you on and worship the ground you walk on. And he says, that's death. That's death. Because choosing idols means there's no room for God. And so though that invitation is, choose life. I set before you life or death. Choose life. And so the questions that Jesus is answering are the people who want to go deeper. They want to dig deeper into their faith. And one of them probably said, well, I've never killed anybody. And Jesus says, and I don't know how many of you remember when we read Sister Joan Chittister's book, what was it, Commandments of the Heart? The 10 Commandments were the commandments of the heart. And she helped us to dig deeper into that. And Jesus says it's not just about killing. It's about being angry with somebody. And it's about killing somebody's enthusiasm and killing somebody's energy for life. It's not just taking their life, it's pulling the rug out from under them. And so when they started asking these questions, thou shalt not commit adultery, you've heard it said, and Jesus says, but I say, if you look with lust, looking at pornography, if you're looking at you're guilty of adultery. And he tells us the truth that we can't make anything that's addictive our idol, because when we do, we choose death. And he's asking us to choose life. And so that digging deeper is our willingness to learn and to understand. And it's our willingness not to just do what we can to get by. One night I was in my cabin at Job Corps. And each of the staff had their own cabin. And this student of mine, Ben, who was a 6'2" black guy who could have picked me up and threw me over the fence or whatever. And he came, knocked on my door, came into my room, and he said, could I talk with you? And I says, oh, yeah, sure, come on in. And so we sat down, and he said, I don't understand, and I want to. And I said, well, what don't you understand? And it was fractions. I'm not sure they even teach them anymore, but it was fractions. And he said, can you help me to understand fractions? He said, because if I'm going to get a job and I want to be a carpenter, I'm going to have to know how to do this, to figure out how. Well, he came over 4 nights in a row, and an exciting thing happened. The 4th night, he said, I get it. I understand. This, and he was so thrilled. Well, we got back to the classroom the next day on a Friday, and we're in the classroom, and now what's Ben doing? Showing the other students how to understand fractions. That's learning and understanding and loving it so much that you want to share it with others. That's what Jesus is asking us to do, to really have life and have it to the fullest. And St. Paul gives that wonderful quote, I have life on high in Jesus Christ. May we all have that desire to learn and understand and radiate the presence of Jesus Christ. Amen.